Okay, so you've got the basics, and now we need to defend ourselves. We've apologies, by the way, for the last video. Obviously, if you've watched it, the basics too, it was a little loud with the music. SoundSense decided to turn itself up for some reason. I've turned it back down to -10 volume. So here we are in our thriving new fortress. We've pretty much taken off where we left off from the last tutorial. So what we want to do, we want to get some defense set up, really. We are open to the elements. We have nothing at all set up. There's various ways you can do that. Bearing in mind we are dug in a hole, we kind of want to set up a castle, like a fortress, something that can do it. If you're dug in turrets, into tunnels, say, you know, like the river's dug in here, if you were dug in a long way in there, you could easily just line it with traps, which makes things very easy. Now we can generate the same type of thing with our fort, if we so wish. At the moment, I'm just seeing a world of trees over here that I'm thinking of cutting down, and let's get a bunch of plants there as well. Let's gather some plants up. There we go, let's gather that lot up. And so that clear that area. So we've got our guy fishing down the bottom. We've got our food pretty much coming in quite easily here. Plenty of food, 100 plants now, 40 meat, lots of stuff in there, lots of seeds, etc. In fact, we'll probably see the guy, he's creating raw fish, he's preparing raw fish, so he's doing his thing, he's creating easy meals. It's all going along swimmingly here. Everything is flowing quite nicely. It seems to be happening quite well, and to be honest, I'm quite impressed myself. It's a pretty good start. So we've also covered up, if you notice, we've covered up the block that is now just floor. So probably a good place to start. Remember, we've set our zone as well. We've tried to set it, I think, pretty much the same size as the place. So I guess we want to block that off. A good place to start, maybe to wall that off. So let's have a look. So we want to build some walls. So B, capital C, and W. W is wall. So let's get some walls. So I'm going to be quite picky here and try to basically do it. So how you set up a wall? It's U, H, K, and M again. So you want to expand it with K. And I'm going to probably go to that's pretty much into the corner, is it not? Yes, it is. So that will, if we go up a level, that will pretty much go into the corner. So let's set that. Should we use quartzite? Quartzite is the really white sand, white stone. Yeah, let's have quartzite. It'd be a really white wall. So if I have a quick look at the eye, that is pretty much bang on, nailed on around the edge of this area. So I kind of planned that one out quite well. So let's again put another wall here, and we'll do quartzite again, and we'll do another great big long wall here. So what we can see is we are basically making the beginnings of a fortress. At least that's the plan. Whether that turns out or not, you can see it won't let me build there, basically because there's a tree in the way, which is why it won't let you build there. So it's having that issue. It's saying, nah, there's a tree in the way. You can't do that. Sorry. If I actually will knock that tree down. So D, T, chop the tree down. It'll auto select T if, and you kind of want to clear the area that we want to build. I guess all these trees are going to have to go. In fact, while I'm thinking about it, let's get rid of some of the plants down the bottom here as well. You don't need to get rid of the plants, but I'm just going to clear the space. So immediately, because I've got a lot of people set on Dwarf Therapist, I can't show you. I mean, I can load it. It's there. It's on my screen, but it doesn't record on yours. I don't know why. But anyway, you go on Dwarf Therapist. All you need to do is, if you ever set anything in Dwarf Therapist, please remember to pause the game and then commit the pending changes. So you can literally, it's so simple. It's very self-explanatory. If you look at it, you can see the skills. You just simply put a little blue block in the skill. I'm sure there's plenty of videos out there you can find it. I'll maybe try and link one in there, but all I've done is set basically my first migrant wave to build masonry, to set masonry, which is why that wall's just got built. Every idler's just come out, boom, rushed, built it, which is great. You know, it builds it very quickly, which is handy when you do need things built quickly, as may be the case. Now, if I'm correct in thinking, that should hopefully be about there will be the edge. So we're going to have to do a little bit of knocking down by the looks of it. What I'm going to do is probably put a moat, use that river as a moat. That's my plan. And I'm kind of semi-walling myself in. I'm going to use a bridge as well. We'll get to it shortly though. So let's use quartzite again, and I think that's quartzite and everything. So what we need to do, we need to knock this down a little bit. But rather than just knock it down, you're best off checking whether there's anything above it. And there is. So we actually want to channel down there, because if you... I don't think that's channel area, I think it's just that one. But we do need to remove the designation of these ramps. No, we want to... I think we want to remove them down here. There's definitely something up here. We need to be a little bit wary. We want to remove construction. There's no construction. You can see my walls flashing when I do that. Designation. We can't remove the designation. And it's not a stairway or a ramp, so it's basically saying it's not there. So fine, okay. We can get rid of these though. That's for certain. So I want to get rid of these ramp areas. I don't want these here, thank you. I want to try and keep my walls as clear as possible. I want to chop that tree down. We want to keep things as clear as possible. So our miners will go up there. You really got to just be careful, because they can get cave-ins. You can get cave-ins on top of your head, and plump, that's your head gone. So he's just dug that down. I'm actually going to remove the other little parts as well. I can see there's 2 more parts there I want to get rid of. So let's channel those out. Channel basically digs down. If I were to dig underneath it, it would just crumble on my head, and then you'd have possibly a dead dwarf. Which nobody wants a dead dwarf. You know, you gotta build a corpse. You don't have to build a corpse. You'll have a corpse. So let's remove that little area there as well. You don't need to be as picky as I'm. I'm basically trying to keep as much space so people can't just walk straight into my base here. Which I'm guessing most people will have figured out if they're watching me build this defences. Meanwhile, don't forget it's all happening. Keep your eye on the food, the fish, everything else that's going on. Could probably do a little more brewing there since I've got a bit of food, so we want to keep on top of that. The crafts are starting to be built here. Could probably do with a few more bins, so let's knock a few bins out. And let's get a load of bins. Let's overload with the bins. So they'll keep the carpenters busy. Let's get, looks like we've probably got quite a few doors there. We'll get a couple of chests out as well. Let's get some of those coffers. So we've built a load of these coffers. You can see them here. These are the coffers. You can see them in the storage area. The storage area is pretty full, as you can make out. So I guess we kind of want a little bit more storage. So we'll open up these 2 bottom areas as well. We set the dig routes, so our miner will come down on that. We probably don't need much more for the finished goods, because that'll hold a lot of finished goods in that area. So let's go down here. Let's get some of those coffers built. So B and H. I'm going to place the container, and that'll put container. So what we're doing, we're improving the bedrooms. These will make them even more happy. You probably don't need to do that. They'll probably just be happy with a bed on their own. But I kind of build towards the future, and I think I've just used a few things that I probably shouldn't do in there. Like you can see a pigtail fibre bag. Well, we can always remove them. Yes, I've definitely used the bag down the bottom there. And you can see this USB quite easily caught out. That there I've used. I don't know what I've used, but it's not what I want. It's a pigtail fibre bag. I don't want to use a pigtail fibre bag. Let's remove that. That's a quartz coffer. I'm using Q here to have a look over it again. So this is looking at what we are doing. H. Don't think I've got more quartzite coffers. Eversilstone coffer. There we go. So that's placing a bunch of coffers. So what that'll do is obviously free up the all the chests from down here and stick them all down there. So again, I'm freeing up space using the rock, building up the value of my fort as I keep looking at the area. Apologies if I start going faster now, because I feel that we've gone over most of the basics, and really I just want to set up some defences and try and show you as the game develops where we're going to take it to. Have I managed to build a floor there? I have, haven't I? I've actually built the floor here. So what we're going to do is, because we built something wrong, we're going to do D and N, remove construction. And as you can see, I've pretty much cocked up and built a floor here for some reason. So we want to remove all that construction. So out comes the masons again, going, "Oh, you need us again. What have you done this time? What have you done for me lately?" But yeah, that's all they need to be done. So I'm just going to have a look. What exactly? Whereabouts is this wall? If we go along, that's the corner of the wall. Damn it, it's across the water. Okay, that's not a problem. It's probably a little closer to the water than I thought it would be, but you can build it there. That's fine. We'll do that in siltstone again. Don't worry about the sea. You can easily floor over a river if you really want to. You can floor over it. You can put wall over it, which is exactly what I'm doing here. It will be built as long as I can get to it. They will build it. There's no problem, and it's actually working in my favour because I'm going to have my entrance bang on there, so I am going to have a drawbridge. That's actually worked out pretty much on the nose. Here we go. We've created a masterpiece. So that's probably, if I have a quick look at Dwarf Therapist, I can probably see that my stonecrafter is now up to is a professional stonecrafter, raw level 9. So you'll see on Dwarf Therapist, you'll see the blocks getting bigger and bigger in size, and that's where they're coming from. So they knocking that wall down. I'm waiting for my is that? What is that? It's furrowed silt. Well, of course it is. That's what I would have said it was. You do, yeah. No, don't matter how much you've played this game, you'll still need to look at things and go, "What the heck is that?" I don't understand what earth you're trying to do, and still it catches you out this game. You know, I've done the basics over and over, but you'll start getting to stages and you'll just be questioning yourself, thinking, "What am I looking at here? What really is this?" Now, of course, I'm eating up the space for my cows and pigs and God knows what out here. Don't forget, I've still also got cloth up there. We want to try and get all that in at the moment. Dwarf suspended construction of a wall. Oh my lord, we've got more migrants. This is not going to be good. Let's have a look at how many migrants are in this wave. It's another 8, ladies and gentlemen, and they are all going to be made in towards masons. We have a wow, we have a really high trapper. We have another miner. Well done, you can be digging. We have another butcher. We have actually picked a very good butcher, a high master butcher. Well, everybody else is being removed from butcher. Once you get a decent person doing that, they can pretty much blitz it. They can do everything because they'll be very quick at what they do. We've actually got a high master plant gatherer of all things in there. Anything exciting, a brewer. It's always good to check what you're picking up. We've just picked up a high master stonecrafter. Thank you very much. That will be incredibly useful. And a pump operator, strong pump operator. That's not going to be so useful. Bone carvers as well in there. They're not really going to help much. Glass makers don't really need you guys at the moment. Dressing wounds. Now that is useful. And a diagnostician. Brilliant. That'll be the start of our chief medical dwarf, which we will. We may as well get straight into. Nobody in the military. If you've got tabs and dwarf therapists, you'll be looking at those. But at the moment, you're just staring at a screen and wondering what I'm on about. So I'm going to commit those changes and then pause the game. So here comes my migrant wave. The difference in Dwarf Therapist and Dwarf Fortress, you can do the changes in Dwarf Therapist the minute they appear. On Dwarf Fortress, you have to kind of wait till they're in your fort, which is what they're all doing now. They're coming down. Don't forget, new migrant waves come here. I set that zone up straight away. N. You can see immediately we've got water buffalo, ducklings, peacocks, gosling, and a donkey foal. So we've got a few more new things, and to be honest, we could probably slaughter a few of those. We don't really need that many. If we overdo the pasture area, they'll kind of eat themselves to death, as it were, because they'll eat everything that's there. For some reason, that was suspended. I don't know why, but no, that's blocked by a tree, so we can't build there at the moment. So what we want is a bridge built, which at the moment is blocked, so I can't really build it. I'm waiting for those plants to be gathered. We have that high master plant gatherer, so we should be getting quite a few of those plants now, hopefully. As he moves some of those. Was that a donkey foal? It was, wasn't it? Look at it. You can kind of make out what they are when you look at them. So it's a donkey foal. Yes. Okay. So. Right. Well, let's let's get on with it. So what we want to do, you can see the wood stockpiles, and I actually want another wood stockpile. It's kind of what I'm aiming at here. I'm trying to get, I want to get a lot of wood, because we're going to need a lot of wood to get into our industry later on. We'll get to that shortly. Let's have a look, and again the drink. You got to keep on top of these things, because he's brewing the drink. I'm too quick for my own usefulness here. Right, what do we have? What should we build? Let's build a leatherworks. Why not? We've got leather up the top. Actually, no. I don't want to get too far ahead. Oh, go on. Why not? Let's put it down. We'll place it there. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because I don't want to increase the value of the place. Once you start getting into cloth and leather industries, etc., the value of it can be incredibly, well, certainly with cloth, it's very expensive materials. What we're going to do is start getting our miners busy as well. We don't want these guys idle. You know, idle doesn't make money for our fortress. We need to keep busy, keep improving, keep increasing, keep active. And if you ever, wondering, just press spacebar, pause the game, have a look around, just think, right, okay, what do I need to do next? Have a quick look on Dwarf Wiki, have a think, sort of, what do I actually need to do? What do I need to bring into this place? What can I improve? I don't understand this industry. Let me have a look at it. And I still do it. I'm still doing it right now. Well, not right now. Obviously, you can see that I am building, setting up the next crafting area. So there we go. I can set up. That'll keep the miners pretty busy. They can dig out a whole new crafting zone. So there we go. We have got 24 dwarves at the moment, and we have 12. We have enough bedrooms, so we're okay for the bedrooms at the moment. It's getting close though. There's 8, 16, 30 bedrooms. So, well, 31 technically, because actually 29 technically, because we're not using that bedroom. We're keeping it. But we do have, like I mentioned, enough for the chief medical dwarf. We don't really need to place the chief medical dwarf yet, but we do have this competent diagnostician. So I kind of feel it's I'm not sure about having a competent diagnostician, where he's actually a bone carver. That's his profession. He's a diagnostician that is a bone carver. What do you do, doctor? I carve bones for a living. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Do we have anyone that could be a bookkeeper? Not yet. So we won't bother with that skill just yet. Do we have anyone that could be a broker? Yes, we kind of do. We have a skilled negotiator. So we'll have him. So we've got a broker, a chief medical dwarf. I'm doing all this in N. I'm press N, and you've got your nobles. This is your nobles and administrators. These are the guys that will be a pain and a bane of your life eventually. You can see the require here. Require, demand, mandate. Require will turn different colours when they basically get higher level. They want more, which is why I've set aside those slightly larger bedrooms. And actually, the broker I'm going to put in one of those slightly larger bedrooms now, because so it's Kogsak Avutsen, which is yeah, of course it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to make this a bedroom. We're going to assign him a bed. So it's Kogsak. There he is. He's already got a bed, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to assign him a bed. What we also want, we want tables in here. So I want to place a table in the corner and a chair, because what we're going to do is make this his office as well. So hopefully someone will come down. They'll bring this stuff down pretty quick. There we go. Here comes the table and the chair. They're pretty efficient. There's a lot of guys hanging around doing nothing. There we go. So now we want to make it his throne room study. So press R. Increase the size, and well, we might as well assign the chair to him as well. It is his office. It is Kogsak, and there he is. So he's happy now. So if we go to N, and we can look on the broker, it'll tell us he's got a meagre office and a meagre quarters. If we look at the chief medical dwarf, well, he hasn't got anything yet. If we go to the expedition leader, he's claimed a bedroom, so he's got meagre quarters. These guys will get to a stage where you'll get like mayors, etc., barons. They want royal quarters, so you've got to have smoothed out bedrooms, you've got to have the furniture in there, you've got to have it engraved, you've got to have statues of himself, really kiss his own ass, is the stage you've got to get to. So I'm going to quickly knock out the next area of the bedrooms while you guys contemplate on kissing the ass of a noble. As we'll place these down pretty quickly. I've got kind of used to this layout now, so I can do it quite a bit quicker than... Oh, I don't want to connect it just yet. This is really a case of preempting the next migrant wave. They start coming in bigger sizes. You'll suddenly start getting like 20 plus in a migrant wave, and you'll just be like, what the hell? I was quite happy ticking along with my 16 dwarfs. Why have I suddenly got this massive amount? And you need to be worried, because the more dwarves you start getting like that, the more chance that you will actually start getting goblins coming at you. Because, well, your fortress is getting popular, it's getting more value to it, it's growing in size, and it's all about the profits of it. And when you hit 80, I believe it is, you start triggering legendary sized monsters. So you could get titans coming at you, big colossi, etc., and big, I don't know, big hairy spiders, some sort of big nasty creature that could come along and tear you a new one. You and your dwarves want to tear you all apart. It's not pleasant. So let's get back to this wall building. I was waiting for the trees to clear themselves, and well, they're not going to clear themselves. They're being built, and slowly but surely being dug out. Let's slap another wall down here. Looks like I can just about get on if I am lining up with that. I want a 4x4 bridge, so that'll do nicely. We'll have siltstone. Siltstone? That's wrong, isn't it? It's not siltstone. Oh, bugger! I've done the wrong bloody... I want to remove that. Remove. I'm getting very picky, but I want it all the same colour. And I'm sure you'll come across this again in... well, you'll probably do it yourself. You're just like, no, I've done that wrong. Don't want it. Siltstone, get rid of that. Build, see, wall. And this is all about defending your fortress. I mean, we are going for the basic wall block yourself in defense mechanism. It's tried and tested. Just say, no, you shall not pass. This is my fortress and you're not coming in. Sorry. Your name's not down. You've got crummy shoes on, and I'm not going to let you in this fortress. That's the way I look at it. So what we will be doing is building a bridge, big bridge over this river. So then, don't know how they'll get out the sides yet. Haven't really thought that far ahead. They're going to have to go over the river and then fend for themselves over there rather than be this side. Here we go, we have a trader. So the outpost, the caravan has arrived brilliantly. Okay, so the caravan's going to come along. They need a depot, so that's what we need to build. So that's one of the basic items which I forgot, which I'm sure a lot of people will now be pointing out, going, you stupid idiot, why did you not build a depot? So what do we want? We want to do a depot. So B, capital D, trade depot. Let's build it in the corner next to the refuse pile. That'll do. And we'll make it out of quartzite. And there we have it. The trade depot will get built pretty quickly. They won't hang around. That caravan is going to come though. Actually, he'll stand on the edge of the map, I believe, until that gets built. And you can see it's already under construction. Someone's already come out to it. He's putting that quartzite there. And easily done. So let's actually continue this wall while they're building that. Quartzite, there we go. And what we want now, we want to build a bridge. So we're still on the B menu. We want to actually go up to bridge. Bridge, there it is. So what we want, it's W, etc. Same sort of building. And there we go. So we want it going across the water. We want it raising upwards. We have this WADXS. At the moment it will retract, so it will just basically pull in on itself, and that'll be that. We want it going upwards, so we want it W, so we want it retracting towards us, which means it will pull up to our wall. That's exactly what we want. And place, and we want it as quartzite. So there we go. That'll place a big bridge across that river. Very nicely done, if I say so myself. Here they come. Here comes all the masons building that wall. The trade caravan is under construction. Slowly but surely we are getting there. So I'm going to rebuild that wall down the bottom here, which we've cleverly screwed up. There we go. Oh, we have a report. The Hammer Dwarf. Hello, what's going on here? Still where my hammer's lodged in his womb. There's a black bear. Black bear has been knocked unconscious. The black bear is fighting. The black bear is attacking the Hammer Dwarf. Where? Let's have a look. It's going to be. This is the trader that's under attack. I want to zoom over to it, and he's actually over in the corner, and he has killed that bear. So where is the trader? Black bear, right eye. Oh, that's not pleasant. So his eye's lying there. There's dense grass, and he looks like he's dead there. There's his corpse. So the trader, who is en route, has took on a black bear. Generally, they're pretty strong. These guys. They have guards that will come along with them, and that's what's happened there. So thank God for that, because if that trader dies, you'll kind of get the blame for it. It's, you know, when they're way out there, you're like, hang on a minute, how am I meant to defend that? Oh, we've just struck some more Limentite, very nice. So hopefully the traders will come in now. We're just waiting for that trade caravan. Here he comes. So there we go. So now with the trade caravan setting up there. So what we want to do is press Q and we want to query it. We want to move goods to it. We want the trader to go there. So trader requested at the depot. We do have that broker. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to turn the broker, who is, what was his name? It was Kogash, wasn't it? Kogash Avutson. I'm going to stop it so that guy is no longer hauling anything, because that will stop him doing his job, and really often or not you'll generally miss. We'll take off cleaning as well. Oh no, he can clean, why not? So commit those changes, and we also need to move goods there, so G. So what we want is our crafts. So we've had our guy working away. There's the bins, and they'll be full of crafts hopefully. So there we go, and pause, and hopefully the trader will come up and set himself up. God, it looks like the trader was up there straight away. Yeah, he did. He came straight up. He didn't hang around. Let's get the goods up there first. So you can see them pulling the bins up. There we go. So that's all our bins. So let's have a look at what we got. Let's have a look at what we could have won. T for trade. So this is what they brought along. They brought electron bars, etc. Now, I kind of like buying the bars just in case something goes wrong. You will get Fey moods and various moods your dwarves will go into, and they'll take over workshops. And if you do not have what he wants, he'll just stand there. So yeah, that can be a problem, because they can take over. So what I'll do is I'll just buy a few random bars now and again, just bits of glass, because raw green glass, for some reason they'll need, oh, we want glass. Various things. If you're ever unsure what it is and it's going off the screen, which often is the case here, you can press V. So you can see that it's actually silk rope. Giant silk ropes. Very expensive rope as well. We'll just go with the alpaca cheap crap, because we're cheap dwarfs. Leather water skins, we're not that really interested in that. What we're kind of after is leather. That's a water covering pewter flask. Leather water skins, no, we're not really interested in any of this. We don't want the flasks. Drums, harps, we don't really want that at the moment. See, now cages can be quite interesting. There we go. So there's a stray reindeer bull. So if we really want to breed reindeers, they're in there. It's only 220. So that's quite a lot of food you could probably get there. That a stray blue peacock. I believe we have a peacock. So let's get that. Anything else in these? Sheep. Excellent. Stray ram. We'll have one of those. Yep, 120. Why not? Dog cage. Yeah, let's get a dog. And I'll also show you how to get out of these barrels, because that can be quite a task in itself. We'll pick a bunch of these barrels up as well. We don't need the bucket. We've got plenty of buckets. We can make them pretty easy. We don't want training swords. Copper pick. We don't really need that, but I'll pick it up anyway. Bronze pick, training axe. These are kind of going to be handy for if you're going to start using, start getting the militia shroud, which we will be doing in a few moments. So iron breastplate, that'll do. I'll definitely have that. Bronze mail shirt. Now be wary when the humans come along. They'll be selling large items. Large is no good. You can't wear large. I need to be careful of the value I'm getting to here. At the moment we are running a loss here, and I've not really put anything on there. But copper high boot, we want to start getting... We don't need some of these things. We can probably make better ones our own, but for now we kind of want to get that little start. That little start. Actually, we'll have both those. Steel helm. Yeah, why not? Pigtail fibre hood. We don't really want that. Bismuth white gauntlet. So this is kind of like armor we're buying here, because I'm thinking of a defensive force. We kind of need to get some dwarves pretty soon kitted out with the right and left gauntlet, pretty much kitted out with some sort of armour, so they can take on the imminent strike that I can feel is coming already. Pigtail fibre, gypsum plaster, yeah, let's get some of that. Wool bag, gypsum plaster is used for hospitals. It's for plastering up any broken limbs. Generally they're pretty much dead if they've got a broken limb anyway, so don't be too worried about it. Might as well get a couple more plump helmet, why not? I've got 20 of them. Dimple dye, yeah, that sounds good. Let's get anything really that you're thinking I probably haven't got, so sand, yeah, that's good. Things that you think, okay, it'll be a bit of a pain to build, or oh, that'd be interesting, maybe I could start an industry with that, or things like that. Don't be afraid of buying things. So lots of leather, here we go. Lots of leather, that's what we want to buy. Lots of leather. Oh, sorry. And we're buying the bins rather than, which is obviously the full value of the whole thing. Pigtail fibre cloth. Well, yeah, why not? Let's have a look. But let's see what we can trade first. So this is all with curse keys, by the way. So we want to get rid of some of those, all these quartzite silkstones, and then we go down to the bin again. We carry on down because we're still negative value. Let's use that other bin. Now we're in positive value. Generally, the traders, depending on how good your guy is, you kind of want to be quite a bit higher than the actual value. As we trundle on down, and I think that's the final bin as we come down to the bottom. Yes, so 2,900. So we'll probably take that, but let's get some pigtail fibre cloth. Why not? It's the leather I'm really interested in, so I'm probably going to get quite a bit of leather armour going on some of the guys. Oh, some spider silk. Oh. So at the moment the trader profits at 2,000, so that's still pretty good. You're still getting a decent profit. I'm going to try and maybe trim it down to 1,000. There's a lot of wool there, a lot of cloth here. Cloth you can turn into really quite expensive industry, which is why I'm kind of picking up all the bins. Plus, yeah, it's always handy to have them out. Bronze bolts, silver bolts, well, great for archers, but pretty expensive for what we want it for. I mean, we'll be flying through those. We'll shoot them so quick it'd be wasteful in gold, although 30 bronze bolts for 125 is not that bad. Actually, it's 25, isn't it? No, not today, thanks. Steel anvil. That's, well, we've already brought an anvil. This is what I was mentioning. So if you hadn't brought an anvil with you, it actually turns out this guy's got 5. You didn't used to get anvils. And well, let's get a bunch of meat. This is all meat down here. So yeah, why not? Loads of meat. Loads of meat. Oh yeah, loads of food. I'm always big on buying food off them. And basically, the more you spend with these guys, the more profit, the better the items will be next time they come along. So it's good to trade. If you don't trade anything, you won't get anything the next time round. Well, you will. It'll just be the same old crap, really. Bronze chain leggings, steel chain leggings, leather backpacks. Actually getting down to the traps now. A bunch of cheeses. Let's get some cheeses. Loaded cheese, why not? And splints and crutches. Okay, so that's the end of it. So let's see if we'll trade. It's only given him 341 profit, which is not great, but hopefully our trader guy's pretty good. No, he's saying no. So let's take off some of the cheese basically, and that gives him 841 trade. Nope, still not taking it. Trade goods such as they are, I can't fathom you ending up with all of these items, so probably going to have to remove one of the bins. Actually, it could probably just remove all the plump helmets. We don't need those because, well, we've got a load of plump helmets. Trade, yeah, there we go. So pressing T to trade, and he's accepted that. Basically, it was more the volume of goods than the actual value. So that's it. We've traded. We've bought lots of stuff. Press escape, thank you very much. Don't need the trader here anymore. Press R, tell him to go away. His trader will go back, and now great, we've got tons of stuff. Out come all you dwarfs to pick up all our wonderful goods that we've managed to get. What we've got in there is a cage, which we need to empty. So what we'll do is set up a... we want to build a cage. We don't actually have a cage, I don't think. What we can do B and then J. So we want to build that cage. Well, let's just stick it down in the corner for now. We'll use a lead cage. There we go. We'll tell it to build a lead cage, and he'll bring one down. It'll actually be one of those. And there it is. There is the lead cage. It's actually got something in it. So what we want to do, we want to get that out of there. So all we've done, we've built the cage. It's one of those ones that the animals were trapped in. One of those animals we bought. You can see he's in there. It's got a stray peacock in there. So what we want to do, we press I, and then go to your pasture, and then shift N, and it is the peacock. So there we go. Set the peacock to there. Someone will come along and they'll take it out and take it to the pasture. There we go. And that's how easy it is to get animals out of there. It can be a pain to find out how to do. It really is. Now what you want to do is get those other animals out. So we want to assign. We want to get one of those that are set in there. The stray dog. So let's get that stray dog in here. So someone will pull the stray dog down in a moment, and he'll put the dog in that cage. We'll take the dog out of the cage there. There you get. There he is. He's leading the dog down, and bang, there it is. Oh, that's the discussions. Don't really worry about that. If you want to, if there's something specific you really want, you can tell it on here. You can set it up what you really want. But for now, we're at this beginning stage. We don't really want priorities. We'll kind of take it as it is. So again, we want to get that dog out of there. N, take the dog out. Who let the dog out? I did. That's what I did. Someone will come down, pick the dog out, take it into this pasture, and the dog's free. We actually probably want to take that dog off the pasture because dogs can roam anywhere, I believe, and are kind of good pets, so we can take him off the pasture. Again, last but not least, we want to get that ram out. You can see that it is there. That'll set in there. Yeah, okay, we don't want to peek at the conversation. Have a quick look. And now we can see we've got our stocks. They're much higher. Now, because we've got a broker set up, we've got the value. So we've created wealth of 30,000 so far. So, there you go. That's not too bad. Which is pretty early days, but we need to start being wary that we are getting ever so close to an attack. There we go. So this is what the broker's basically said to us. He's like happy. The priority means the value that will come in. So obviously if we did goblets and toys, wooden bracelets, rock scepters, large gems and figurines. Okay, so basically what we're doing, if we carry on doing rock crafts, they'll be over the moon because they're loving it. They're loving the quality of our wares, and the percentage price is much higher than he just gave us. So keep on working, my rock crafter. And there we go. Set the ram free. Yep. Okay. Off you go. Fortunes grow and fall together, etc. So there we go. We have it. The cage is done. We can remove the building, and that cage is now emptied. So we've got now lots of empty cages. Brilliantly. Okay. So that is that bit done. And I feel I've been waffling for a while, but really because that trader happened, it kind of sidetracked me a little bit. So apologies if I've been going on for a while. But I do love the way I can just pause this game and have a drink and carry on like nothing ever happened. Unless, of course, I tell you about it, which you know it happened. So, what have we got? We've got lots of stuff now. So we've got a lot of things going on. What we really need is a military area and defences. Winter is upon you. Let's see if it's going to snow, because we've not really come against a frozen river just yet. And I'm wondering to see whether that's going to happen. You can see my game, I have it on auto-save per season, because I've had it crash now and again. It doesn't happen that often. It's a pretty solid game. We don't actually have that leather workshop built, I can see. You can see all those bins that we've just created, and they've just pulled them all down, put all those items we just bought, put them all in there. We don't have a cloth area, which I am now going to set up. And we shall set H for cloth. I'm more setting things for future now. It's, I know I want lots of cloth there. I'm also thinking possibly armour being in some area. We've got the leather as well. This is more a case of they'll probably see all that cloth I've just bought will probably get shipped down here now. They use a lot of the bins. They'll grab the bins. There you go. So he's grabbing the bin. You can see them placing the bins, and then they're going to stick all that cloth into those bins. That's how it works. It's pretty good. Once you get so many dwarfs, you can see it happening straight away. It's quite satisfying to have your little city building on nicely like that. So we have this area dug out. I'm also going to dig out the next one because I'm thinking maybe of getting my metal industry up and running a lot earlier than I normally would do, mainly for the fact that I've got so much hematite around. Don't have anything to smelt into coke though, which is what we need. You need to, for the metal industry, you need a magma, which would be handy, but we don't have that. That's one too short. We don't have magma at the moment unless we dig down for it, which, you know, we could do, but we won't get to that yet. We'll keep it nice and simple. So we'll go with the basic metal industry of what you would have in your standard game, unless you're a bit more advanced and you go looking for it very quickly, which is what some of the players. You'll probably see in the forums, you'll see they're going, oh no, don't do that, just go straight for it. Well, yeah, that's all well and good if you're a bit more advanced and you know what to expect, but your average Joe that's just picked up Dwarf Fortress won't have a bloody clue what you're on about. And to be honest, nor would I in some of the cases, the half the stuff they go on. And so there's some very experienced players on the Dwarf Fortress forums, the Bay 12 forums, but they can take it from the perspective that they are, everybody knows what they're talking about, and sometimes you get a little bit lost. Not meaning that in a bad way, because there is some very useful advice on there, and really the Magma wikis, that's where they've come from, it's community driven, as we see them setting that up. So we have this wall built now, it's not the wall, the bridge built, sorry, that's still there, it's actually cleared out brilliantly. We want quartzite. Let's get the rest of this wall completed. Quartzite, wonderful. Yeah, complete the wall in the corner there. I'm a little concerned about how I'm going to get out the sides at the moment once this is done, because I'm not sure they can get over that river without that. So what we want now, we want to connect this bridge up. At the moment it's just a big slab of stone sat there doing nothing. So let's build a lever. We've not come across these yet, so B and capital T, as you can see, traps and levers. This is what we want. Now we've got a few things in here: stonefall trap, weapon trap, lever, pressure plate, cage trap, and upright spear spike. Obviously we can use them for various things, but what we want is a lever. We want someone to pull a lever. We use the saltstone mechanisms that we made earlier on. Your mechanic will come down and he'll place that. He'll go get a mechanism. He'll come down in a moment with that said mechanism, and he'll place that lever. Here he goes. Places the lever, and bang! There you have. You have a lever now in the corner. So again, you use Q, you query over it, and what you want to do is add a new task. And you can link it to various things. You can see to a cage, to a chain, to a door. You can just even pull it and the door will open. You can link it to everything. But what we want to do, we want to link it to the bridge. You can see at the top there. So link to bridge. It'll go, ah, you mean this bridge? It'll list any bridges there. It's the same for floodgates, etc. It'll list them and go, do you mean this one? Yes, I do mean that one. Assign it. Okay, we'll use those mechanisms, those two siltstone mechanisms, and that's it. He will go and link the bridge. So he will go pick up another mechanism. You'll see him down here. He'll come up. There he is, taking that mechanism. Has he gone down or up? He's gone up, I think. Yes, he is. He's on the bridge. You can see placing that mechanism on the bridge, which is here. As you see, the river is freezing up. It is winter, like I said. I did wonder whether that would happen, which has actually helped because he's got stuck. Oh dear. Is he stuck? He is stuck. I'm gonna have to try and remove that bit of wall to get him out of there. He's well and truly stuck in the ice, isn't he? Oh no! Oh, Stop, stop, cancel everything. Oh, he's going to knock it down. Oh well. He fooled me. He fooled me. I thought he was stuck. But no. So the woodcutter continues on. He's chopping his things down. Let's replace that wall. With quartzite. There we go. Okay. There we go. So you can see the bridge is freezing. The bridge is freezing. The river is freezing, and it's basically giving me a self-style moat almost as well. So it's all very good. So he's been down. He's connected that lever. So we just say, okay, pull that lever, A, and then P, capital P, Shift P, pull that lever. Someone will go and pull the lever. Bang, lever pulled straight away. That quick. Go up, and there it is. I do believe. What is that? It's a pike. There's a pike in the river, and it's slowly freezing by the looks of it. But yeah, there we go. Bridge is up. You can see it here. Bridge has been pulled up. Thank you very much. And that's created straight away. So that's how easy it is to get that bridge, to get yourself mechanism in place. Now you can do that with literally all sorts. Like I say, you know, if I look at that, you can link it to a bridge, a cage, a chain, a door, floodgates. Floodgates are very useful. You can do various mechanisms. You can flood a quick chamber or something. A hatch, a wall grate, floor grates, vertical bars, up floor bars, support spears. You can yank a support out and drop it down. You can spears. You can have it permanently poking spears out in a death room style, so people can be dodging it. You can train your units on that. They can dodge quicker, etc. And it trains them very quickly. They also get damaged quite quickly, but we'll need a hospital for when we get to that. And gear assembly. So yeah, you can link it to all sorts. Now I've put it in the meeting hall because generally there's always someone there, which is why I've put it there. Keeping the dog in the meeting hall as well. I'm not too sure whether the dogs starve. I don't think they do. I'm sure it'll be taken on as a pet by someone soon. But what we can also use dogs for, we can leash them, which is what I will be planning to do. So, where are we at? What do we need? What do we need to build? I can't help but feel we need to build some more coffers. And we could also do some containers as well. I mean, we're micromanaging at the moment. You can actually get your manager to do this for you shortly. But we won't do that just yet. Still waiting for the plants to catch up. We're okay though, because we've got a lot of food at the moment, so plants kind of won't get eaten so much. There we go. The rock is frozen. The river is completely frozen, ice. And if I were to close that back wall, I think we'd be happy. I think we'd pretty much be self-contained. You can see, look at all these items we've still got here that I've got to take down. I think I need some more bins. I've got to be honest. Bins. Remove the bins. No. I don't want to remove the whole thing. Press. Cancel current task. That's it. Don't want to remove the building. Want a load of beds as well, because I got a funny feeling we're going to get pretty much expanded hard in a moment, which is why I'm going to unleash them and start building that. You can see actually the blocks have also started clearing around here. You notice that the quartzite, because I've been building all of that area. They've been pulling all the rocks for that walls outside, putting it up here, which is when it's all coming from that bedroom level. So let's. I'm wondering if I stop them coming over this side, whether they'll only then go over the other side of the bridge. Answers on a postcard, and I think that's what's going to happen. So I'm kind of. No, I'm going to build it anyway. Screw it. We are here to do the defence, so let's do the defence. And let's wall ourselves in. What I also wanted to show you was the traps. So, while that is walled in, what we want is some traps. So if they were to get over the bridge, and we were too slow to close things up, what we want is the traps, and again that was T, traps. Now we can have different types of traps. You can have weapon traps, you can have things poking out at you, but what we want is simple cage trap. We've bought them cages, we've got the cages. We can also build cages if we search, and you can just simply place it there. It's going to use a mechanism per cage trap, and it will use a cage as well. So all we want is a simple line of cages there. We could probably have a back line as well, but yeah, I mean it's as straightforward as that. And what they'll do, they'll go get a mechanism. I need to build some more cages, which is J, I believe. Yep, make some wooden cages in there, and all they'll do is go and get a mechanism. In a moment we'll see a mechanic come along as soon as they complete blocking that in. There we go. So now we have completely blocked in. Pull that lever, we are encased. However, we're still open, exposed from anything flying. We do get flying creatures. Even the goblins will come on flying bats. There is everything can fly in this game. There's all sorts. What is that? That's a big stag or a deer. I could really do with a hunter out now. We'd be able to hunt that deer down. We'd have a lot of meat. In fact, I'm tempted to actually make someone a hunter, purely to try and get him, but I don't think I have any crossbows yet. Well, there's loads of deers as well. So there we go. He's putting the trap down. There we go. There's an armed trap. So if a goblin were to come along, walk on that, bang, it's like an insta-kill. It's not killing him, it's just trapping him. Now we'll have different ways of releasing him, which we'll get into. But yeah, it's so simple. He's going to go pick up on those traps from there, and we'll use it. We're going to use all sorts of funky colours for these traps. Fair enough, each to their own. And there we go. That is it. You have a defence set up. We don't have a military because I'm going to get into that in a separate video, and that will be, I think, the next one. So thanks for listening, guys. This is Deman bringing you Dwarf Fortress. I never thought I'd be saying that.